The ongoing feud between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Biden has intensified in recent days as the president announced plans to build a port on Israel's shore to provide supplies to Gaza. He also discussed what he called a red line in how Israel conducts its war against Hamas. Wow, is the Biden administration abandoning Israel? Is he doing this for political reasons to shore up flagging poll numbers with the left here at home? Well, joining me now to discuss this is Congressman Keith Self. He serves on the House Foreign Affairs Committee and the Veteran Affairs Committee. He represents the 3rd Congressional District of Texas. Congressman Self, always great to have you back on the program. Welcome.
Great to see you, Jody. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's always great to have you. You bring tremendous insight and input. We appreciate it. So you serve on the Foreign Affairs Committee. Give me your reaction to the president's recent comments criticizing Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
The president's being schizophrenic over this. He says he supports Israel, and yet we have competing red lines. His red line is he wants a ceasefire. Netanyahu's red line is October 7th will never happen again, which means he must destroy Hamas infrastructure. So we have competing red lines here between two sovereign states. And I will tell you, I think that President Biden is simply bending the knee to the leftmost part of his party.
Wow, that is extremely well said, having two red lines. And look, I don't know that Israel has much option in this. I mean, Hamas has proven what they want to do to Israel. And so the red line that they have to annihilate Hamas and is something I don't see how they can compromise on this. And it's amazing the position that President Biden is taking. So in the president's position here that he's taking, he, of course, now is planning to construct some sort of temporary port to bring supplies to Gaza. What are you hearing about that? And is this not, Congressman, U.S. boots on the ground? That's what it looks like to me.
There is no way there would not be U.S. boots on the ground. It's actually a pier, a floating pier out in the ocean that the large ships would then transfer aid to and would be put on smaller ships for transport in, the way I understand it. First of all, Netanyahu says that fighting could be over in 2 months. And once the ship, our ship that left port yesterday, it will take it, what, a week to get there? And then it's 60 to 90 days to construct the pier. And then they have to start doing the operations. The fighting could be over before this pier is even constructed. So this is simply virtue signaling that we are going to do something, even if it makes no sense.
Wow, that's pretty stunning to hear it like that. You know, if this war could be ended in 2 months, that's tremendous. But that also gives a clue potentially of how close Netanyahu believes they are in accomplishing their mission. But as you mentioned, we now have this ship that has left Virginia. It's on the way, and as we've both acknowledged, supposedly at least, it's supposed to be used for aid for humanitarian purposes. But it seems to me that this type of activity should require congressional authorization. Am I missing something here? Does the president have the authority to do this without Congress behind it?
Well, President Biden doesn't seem to worry about congressional authority for anything. Take the southern border. He ignores the laws on the southern border. He doesn't care about the law there. He seems to take the law into his own hands in many ways. So why would he obey the law now? Why would he ask for congressional approval? But what I would like to see is Congress starting to act on our authorities to claw back our Article 1 authority, which is our authority to declare war or to do things like this. So I would like to at least ask the question of the president, what authority are you doing this under? I don't understand, and I would love to have that conversation with him.
Well, you're not the only one who doesn't understand. I mean, this seems like an act, like we were just discussing, of boots on the ground, U.S. boots on the ground. I really don't see how you look at this any other way. And that seems clearly to require congressional authorization. And we were talking a few moments ago, perhaps not everyone really understands the red line that President Biden is making, but his red line involves Israel invading Rafah, which, quite frankly, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu appears totally intent on ignoring President Biden's red line in that regard. What do you know on that side of things?
I think Netanyahu's been very clear. They will continue to destroy the infrastructure of Hamas. And look, there's over 500 miles of tunnels in Gaza. And the last part that they need to clean out is the southern part of Gaza, to include Rafah. So listen, Hamas could release the hostages, end this today, surrender, and end it today and stop the suffering that we hear so much about. But Hamas will not do that. So Israel is exercising its right of self-defense to destroy the infrastructure of Hamas, which has said, we will do October 7th again and again. And you have to take them at their word that they will continue to attack Israel as often as they can. They've got a tremendous tunnel structure. They take all of the humanitarian aid and turn it into military supplies anyway. So we've got to, one, look at their record and take them at their word that they will continue to attack Israel. And that is all the reason Netanyahu needs to continue the job, to finish the job.
Yeah, and I think that's an excellent point, too, that all of this could be over if Hamas were to release the hostages. And I mean, this could end quickly, but all the pressure is placed on Israel. And that is really quite revealing. Does it appear to you that the president really is doing nothing other than political gamemanship, playing to the left, playing to his base as it relates to Israel?
Exactly. That is exactly what he's doing. This is an election ploy. We saw it in the State of the Union address. We see it in his trying to claw back some sort of authority on the southern border. Now we see it in Israel. This is nothing but electioneering. This is buying votes amongst the left. That's all it is.
Well, I tell you, speaking of the State of the Union address, that was all that was. I've been through many State of the Union addresses. Never have I witnessed one like that, ever. It was nothing but politics, had very little in terms of the state of our union and uniting our union. Congressman Keith Self, always great seeing you. Appreciate your leadership in so many ways, and always grateful to have you on the program.
Thank you so much, Jody. Great to be here with you. Thank you.